YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is Madden 18, Dallas Cowboys franchise. This is the Cowboys Insider, and this is episode number 2, and we're just finished up week 2 of this matchup between these two football teams. Well, they've played each other quite often in years past, and now today we're going to go ahead and get into today's ball game. So what a game it was here at Mile High. Take a look there. Final score 42-28 is your final, or excuse me, 28 is your final there. Cowboys really just edging out there. There you see the first quarter they were down or up by 1 point. There was a tight ball game. It was 21-20 there going to half. They came back in the third quarter with just that one touchdown there. As for Denver, they were able to get a touchdown plus a 2-point conversion there to take the lead just by a small margin there. And then finally in the fourth quarter, things started going for the Cowboys defensively there as they were able to stop the Broncos from doing anything there and really put on the pressure there on the Broncos offensive line there, which that was one of the main goals they had to achieve here to win this game. Now, I will say their running game was lacking as they were able to really key in and figure out what we were trying to do. There you see the time of possession there, 32 minutes and 5 seconds for us, 15 minutes and 55 seconds for the Broncos. So we had more opportunities in the red zone there. You see 5 times we scored in the red zone. Dak, there you see 339 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in that ball game. Sacked 2 times there. Completed 29 of 40 there for him, so that's about 72% of his passes were completed for him on that day. So not a bad day there with the exception of the 2 picks there. He pretty much had a good game. Now, I believe both of those picks that he threw were, I think, pick 6s there on us. And the Broncos were able to score there. For the most part there, as you see, Trevor Siemian 290, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 9 times in this ball game, and that's what we were looking for. If you remember, just a week ago, they played the Chargers, and the Chargers pretty much did the same thing. Really just went after him and were able to get a hold of Siemian there, forcing Siemian really to throw the ball. Now, they didn't have a big issue, or at least Chargers didn't have an issue with the running game. We did against C.J. Anderson there, as he had a pretty nice day. We'll see his numbers there. You see Charles there. Charles, well, at least we'll start with Elliott first. 32 carries for 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Those last couple of those yards there came towards the second half. Jamal Charles, 14 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown for him. He had 2 broken tackles. And then take a look at Prescott there. 7 carries for him, 56 yards. He had a really nice running day and run one of those times in the end zone there. So nice job there for him. And then, of course, Darren McFadden, 5 carries, 13 yards for 1 touchdown from him. And, of course, Siemian also there had a run. But I think I said Anderson, but I meant Charles. Charles was pretty much the I was really setting up for Anderson, or at least talking to the coaching staff there. They were setting up for Anderson there for the day. They figured Charles will probably be a backup, a third down guy, or in certain maybe passing kind of formation, something like that. They would do a draw or something like that. We pretty much was not really looking, focus on Charles. He was one a part of our game plan, but not the main focus of it for the running game. Jason Witten, 7 receptions, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. There you see Green there for the Broncos, 5 receptions, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. And then also Terrence Williams for us, 5 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. There for him today, or in that game. And Dez Bryant, 4 receptions, 44 yards, 1 touchdown for us. And then Sanders for the Broncos, 3 receptions, 117 yards there. We had a rough go with him in that ball game, and he had a touchdown. But Cole Beasley, we were trying to throw to him so much there. It didn't show that much there, but those I I would say there was a couple more. He probably would have had another 4 or 5 other receptions if he just didn't drop the ball. Usually it seemed like on third downs when and maybe it's on my part, maybe we were relying on him too much on third downs, but they were really after Beasley. I think they really homed in on what we were trying to do on third downs to throw to him and have him be the guy to convert for those third downs. And they got a hold of him. I think he had 5 drops in the game there. It doesn't show here in the stats here, but I think it was somewhere around 4 or 5 drops in the game that were really critical for us. We could have easily had, and there were most of them were third downs. Third down, trying to get the third down conversions for us. Take a look at the sacks here, and there you see Garrett Bowles. This week he was a lot more smarter. He only gave up 1 sack, but for the most part he didn't get hit with the 6 like he did just a week ago against the Chargers. Take a look at some of the tackles here, and we'll just tell you some of the guys. Durant, 8 tackles, a tackle for loss, 2 sacks, or 2.5 sacks I should say. Sean Lee, 6 tackles, a sack. Orlando, he has 6 tackles. Also, Anthony Brown, 5 tackles, tackle for loss. Tyrone Crawford, 2 tackles, a sack for him. And DeMarcus Lawrence, 6 tackles and 3.5 sacks for the Cowboys. So Cowboys looking very good there. You also got a sack from Steven Pineda. He had a sack in the ball game. And our rookie, Chinobi Azwa, he had half a sack there in that ball game. So really, truly, the defense really did do a good job there. Some of those sacks were kind of scattered. I think most of them came during the second half, but for the most part there, they really did a great job stepping up in the fourth quarter as we were able to apply pressure. And the majority of those sacks really were coverage sacks. There was no. I mean, I think I would say probably two of the 9 sacks that we made were strictly from plays, blitzing, going in there, going after the quarterback. But the rest of them were, the other 7, those were strictly coverage sacks. Linemen, offense or D linemen were able to go in there, or a linebacker or whatever. When Simeon was trying to run or something like that, we were able to kind of flush him out and then have the linebackers come in and come off the edge there and come in and attack them. But yeah, that was pretty much like I said, most of those were coverage sacks. Just the Broncos offense just had did a poor job of getting open and getting the ball out of Simeon's hands there. So that was a big plus for us this week. Now, yes, we did give up quite a few points there. We gave up 28, but this defense, I think as we go weeks and weeks, I think it'll start diminishing, and we'll start getting ourselves together once we get the playbook, learn a lot more better, and once players figure out what role they play on the defense there. And I think with that, especially with the running game, I think if we get our running game going, we'll have more. We don't have to worry about so much. Having really to where the defense, because there's a lot of times the defense we're put in bad positions because of just the fielding wise. And if we can just run the ball a little bit more with Zeke, and also bringing in other guys in there like McFadden, I think that worked so well this week with putting McFadden in there and putting Norris in there. I think those 2 guys there helping us out, I think that's going to be really even more helpful for Dak, so he doesn't have to throw so much. And also too, they can get the pressure off of Elliott. Elliott won't be on the field as much, so they won't expect it. So when he's not on the field, we can put him out. When they expect him not to be on the field, we can put him on the field there, and just really put some confusion out there. Now we run on here and try to get close to wrapping up this video. Take a look at their standings here. As you take a look there, both the Ravens and Steelers are both undefeated there in the AFC East or AFC North. In the AFC South, the Jaguars are still undefeated, 2-0, as everybody else has at least 2 losses there on them. Texans, Titans, and Colts. They're in that division. Go to the East here. We got the Patriots 2-0, Dolphins 2-0, and Bills and Jets both 1-1. for the season so far here, going in 4 weeks. Or excuse me, going in into week 3. That's for the West. AFC West, Chargers 1-1, Raiders 1-1, Chiefs 0-1-1, and the Broncos 0-2 for this season there. Chiefs recently just tied up against, I forgot who they played there in week 2, but tied up against, I think it was the Eagles. I want to say that was the team they played, I think, in week 2. Lions 1-1, Bears 0-1-1, Packers 0-2, and the Vikings 0-2 there. So rough go there in that division there. As for the Falcons, Panthers, there you see they're both 2-0 for the season. Saints 1-1 for the year, and the Bucks 0-1-1 there in their division. And then again here in the NFC, I believe West, I think NFC East. There you see us. There are the Redskins and Cowboys, both 2-0 going into week 3. Giants 1-1 and Eagles 0-1-1. So yeah, they did tie up. I know for sure they played them in the second week there. So the Chiefs caused the Eagles a tie there in that game. But there you see the Redskins there, I believe, so far playing some pretty good football. And I think we got them coming up here in a few weeks. And finally, in the NFC West, 2-0, Rams 1-1, Cardinals 1-1, and 49ers 0-2. So that is your look there in the standings. And before we wrap up here, we'll take a quick look here at the some of your top players there in week 2. You see Matt Ryan there for the NFC offense, and NFC defense player of the week. There you see Michael Bennett of the Seattle Seahawks. As for the AFC offensive player of the week, James White there, and then Moore there, your AFC defensive player of the week there. So congratulations to them on those awards there, and we'll see who's going to be the top players of week 3 coming up here as we getting close to just getting done with the first month of the season. Now, take a look at some scores here from week 2. You guys can pause the video and see who your favorite team, with how they did and how they won. And of course, Redskins there, big win there, 27-14 against the Rams. We got the Rams coming up here in 2 weeks. We played them at home. Seattle had a really monster game there against San Francisco, of course. 41-7 was their victory there. And then you got Green Bay not playing the best here. They've been struggling here. 46-26 there against the I can't remember exactly who that was they played. I think it was Washington there. So now take a look here at the injury report now for the Cardinals, who will be playing in week 3. There you see not too many notable names there. As for week 3 for the Cardinals here, we got Carson Palmer, your 14-year vet here in the NFL, UFC guy, 37 years of age, 6'5", 235 pounds. Definitely a guy that he can hit you deep if he wanted to, especially when he has Larry Fitzgerald out there. And that is something we're going to have to do to make sure, keep him in check there, put some pressure on him, and really try to take Fitzgerald out of the game. If we can take Fitzgerald out of the game, I think we'll be fine. There you see David Johnson, one of their backs there, 92 speed, and he's definitely a beast in that backfield there from Northern Iowa. 2-year guy, 90s. He's just a guy that he's going to be a monster with. That he could be a monster with us if we let him run wild there in the game. So we'll see how that all fares here coming up. But there you see Larry Fitzgerald, the statesman of this ball club, 13-year vet. We went to Pittsburgh there, 34 years of age, 218 pounds, excuse me. And there you see his numbers there, and always consistent, being a guy that has been on just year in and year out, been consistent, and definitely a guy that we're going to have to key on offensive when it comes to our defense there. Key on him. If we can shut Larry down and eliminate the deep passes there from him and just really stay up on him, we'll have to figure out the least I think man-to-man, I don't think we'll be doing well with him. So have some kind of find some kind of zone package or something there we can focus in him on. I think we'll be good. And then on the defensive side of it, for the Cardinals there, we got Patrick Peterson, a long-time 6-year guy from LSU. Definitely just a ball hawker there. Throwing the ball in his direction that you're guaranteed for the ball to be picked off and taken the other direction there. So that's somebody that Dak's going to have to really worry about. He's going to have to do a better job of reading the defense there, especially zone. Because if we, seriously, if that ball gets around him or by this guy right here, Tyrann Mathieu, the AKA Honey Badger, we are going to have some serious trouble with them on the secondary. And it's not going to be a very good day. It's going to be a long day if we have the Honey Badger and Peterson on our tail the whole time. So those are some of the guys that we're going to be watching for here coming up in week 3. There you see we'll be in Arizona for that game, and it should be a fun one. So I believe it's a Monday night game. So it's going to be a Monday night game. It should be a fun one. And I think we have our odds are pretty good here. Like I said, just gotta make sure we read the defense very well. Make sure if we find an open man, get it to him. Also, too, we gotta try to get our running game going. We gotta get Zeke in open field, get some good blocks. If we can get just a couple good blocks and a couple of attempts, we have the ball game won. And we can do some damage against this Cardinals defense. Cardinals defense is not one of the best defenses out there. But when it comes to the run, if they're having a good day, watch out. They will smother Zeke. If they looked at anything that we've done already in the last 2 weeks here, when it comes to the running game and what's been done against us, that the game may be in their favor. So we'll see how that goes here coming up in week number 3 as we take on the 1-1 Arizona Cardinals. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Dallas Cowboys franchise here on the channel. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get ready for week number 3 coming up here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Links are down below in the description. And as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.